Hi friends, welcome back to Farm Girl Diaries. We are in my very messy garage. We are back with the plastic. Why have I just, after I folded and put this plastic away, have I drug it back out? Let me tell ya. Yesterday, as in about 36 hours ago, I planted my peppers. Peppers that don't like to get below 50 degrees. If they do, they can become stunted. I didn't check my radar because it had been in like the 80s. The lowest I has been like 65 for like 2 weeks. Thought we were good. You can't tell by my face. We are not. So, tonight is supposed to get to like 48. And then all week, it's supposed to get to 50. 50. So, yay. So I just planted my peppers. And if peppers get below 50, around 50, they can get stunted. So nice as I get to 48. I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope and pray to God that it does not. But even temps in the 50s, my peppers I haven't let them experience that. I think the lowest I let them experience is 55, and I think that was by accident. If we got in the 50s, I was bringing them inside. I was planning on 1,000%. I was like, you're gonna come home, you're gonna do it no matter what. Put my sweet potatoes in the ground. They were supposed to go to the ground yesterday. I just ran out of time. So like, no worries. It'll be a great Monday task. Put your sweet potatoes in the ground. You know what else doesn't like to get cold? Sweet potatoes. So they are at least not planted. They're gonna come into the garage. But we have some problems on our hands. So the peppers I'm gonna cover with plastic. We're gonna go out there. We're gonna do that now. We're gonna get them covered with plastic. That sucks. So if you are in the same boat as me, I'm actually on a couple Facebook groups where people are commenting like, what do we do? So I've been like trying to help people. Okay, here's what you got to cover. Here's what's fine. 48 degrees is not the end of the world. Tomatoes can hack it. Zucchini can hack it. Your flowers can hack it. The only thing that I'm worried about are my peppers, my sweet potatoes, my basil, my ferns, and my hibiscus, your tropical stuff. So those are the things that I'm going to cover. Or bring in if I can. I seriously thought about pulling in the peppers, taking them right out of the bed. I just put them in, taking them out, and bringing them back inside. I 100% thought about it. I decided I'm not going to do that. I think shocking them by like moving their roots back and forth, will cause more harm than good. So I have this plastic that I'm going to put over my peppers. That's my number one priority is the peppers. So I'm just gonna literally, I don't even know what's on it. I'm just gonna lay this over the peppers. We're gonna go put it out now. It's about 6 o'clock. It is a nice breeze. It's warm in my garage, but as soon as we go outside, I need to put on my sweater because it's a nice breeze. I'm just gonna lay this directly on top of the peppers. And here's why it's important to save things. This is when becoming a hoarder pays off. So I actually literally yesterday, just threw away a dish I typically used because I haven't used it in years. And I still wouldn't use it now, but this is why it's important to save things. So I had like a Pampered Chef bowl. It was like a Tupperware bowl from like the 90s that I had forever. Never used it. It came out here, and what I did with it was a deep bowl. What I did with it is I would put my plants over it. So on a day like today, where you're gonna get a little cold snap, you can literally place something over your plant. You don't need to worry about light. You don't need to worry about anything else because you're only doing it overnight. So if you have a smaller garden, just stick something over, like a pot, anything, just stick it over it. I got rid of it, and I don't typically do this anymore just because I grow on such a larger scale that, like for me, for my peppers alone, I think I have like 17 peppers, 18, 19 peppers. So in my main bed, I think I have like 17 peppers, and then I have 2 over in my flower farm. Those I'll just put like little pots over and call it a day. But because I grow so much, the pots aren't necessarily the way to go anymore. But if you are on a smaller scale, you just have a couple of plants, you can get by with putting a bowl, put in a pot, put in a piece of Tupperware, anything over it, is going to help keep that heat in. Again, our ground should be at least a little bit warmer. As long as we can keep the outside air out of it, the ground should help kind of relegate those temperatures so the plants aren't getting as cold as the outside air. So pots, save them, or just get stuff from your kitchen. You can put them over when you're going to have a cold snap. Like I said, if we were getting a frost, this would be a whole different story. I might be crying, and I might just have a big old glass of whiskey and just be crying right into the whiskey. Because that would kill my whole garden. We're not getting a frost. So most things, like I said, I think today's supposed to get to 48. The rest of the night is like 50, or the rest of the week is like 50, 51. So most of my things are going to be just fine. Some things might look a little rough. They might take a little bit of a beating. They'll survive. They'll be just fine. So the peppers are going to get the plastic. And then another thing to do, if you are a gardener or you know someone who is, save your bed sheets. This is really dirty. This is why, because it's a garden bed sheet. This is my parents' bed sheet, I think, and I think it got a hole in it or something. I don't even quite remember. These are incredibly useful. So one thing I just mentioned that's not going to be able to survive, or it will survive, but it might really shock it and damage it, is my basil. Well, in my green stalk, I have all of my fancy basils. I have cinnamon basil and lime basil, and I want them to survive. My green stalk is not coming in the house. It's too heavy. I'm not taking it apart. That's not happening. So I am going to take this bed sheet and just put it over the top of the greenhouse. I think I have bungee cords or something around here. Just secure it. Again, this is just for the night to try to get my basil to not have any issues. Again, this will also work in a frost. And then my hibiscus and my ferns will come inside tonight. And then I have basil in my herb garden that we will probably place a pot over. So let's go down and put the plastic over the peppers and start wrapping things up. And then I'm going to show you my second project of this week. Second and third project of this week. So let's go to the garden. I keep logs in my garden, specifically for times like this. These logs are destined as hold things down logs. Okay. And then I need to prop it up a little bit because I can see I have a big sunflower that's getting kind of smushed. So just put anything that you have to help prop it up a little bit. So any little bit helps. It doesn't have to be good. Even if your plants are getting a little smushed with some sun, they'll pop right back up. Now, if you were getting a frost right now, what I would be doing is I would be coming out here and actually watering everything. For some reason, watering before a frost, it gives the plants more water in their cells so that the frost doesn't affect them as badly. There is science behind it, but I don't honestly know the science. I just know it works. There are definitely ways that air can get in, like over here. Maybe I'll get one more log. Or I'll just use this. I have some straw here. Straw is a good insulator. But I guess maybe I should do over here. I don't have anything over here. If it gets windy, typically the wind doesn't come that way, but these logs have lived in my garden for like 4 years. At this point, they're never going to leave my garden. Okay. So I have everything kind of like hunkered down, aside from like a massive windstorm, which we're not calling for. Everything should be fine. I have the artichoke also covered. The artichoke could handle it, but I was like, you know what? I'll cover you too. And then he is a little, I can pull him up a little bit. He's a little like, the plastic's resting directly on him. Two things with that. As of now, no frost, that's fine. It can rest directly on him. He, like I said, will straighten right back up. But if they were calling for a frost, which they're not calling for anything near a frost. They're just calling for temps that tropical plants can't handle. Nightshades can't handle. If they were calling for a frost, you wouldn't want any part of the plant touching the plastic. So even throughout this, I probably have peppers and stuff touching plastic. That's fine. We're not having a frost. It's just temps that these plants don't like. Now, what will like these plants are my broccolis, my brassicas, my onions, my carrots, my beets, all of what we call our spring crops, my peas. They will love it. So if you notice behind me, I have my sunshade on my broccoli because my broccoli was actually getting so much sun during the day it was wilting. I just picked my first broccoli head of the year yesterday. I put a picture in here, nice little broccoli bouquet. That's going to be dinner on Wednesday. So I have 2 days until I have to eat that. So I have that just sitting in a glass of water. I stem in water to help keep it nice and firm. I'll take you over and I'll show you my broccoli. It's looking fantastic. But the sun has been so intense this year already that my broccoli was wilting. So I had the sunshade on it. I'm not taking it off. During the day, it's still getting, it's not getting hot. Like today, I think the high was like 69. So it's not hot, but it's great temps for all of our plants. If this weather was to stay around longer than a week, the sunshade would come off. However, my plants are so well established, it's still plenty sunny. The sunshade can stay on and it's going to be just fine. But let's go over and see how big our broccoli is. We're huge. We're huge. Maybe it is a little windy out here. Hopefully I have that plastic buttoned down enough. If you come over here, here is some of my biggest broccoli. So we are definitely going to be having a broccoli harvest. Look at that. That's already getting kind of not tight. So I'm trying to give that one more day. Try to give it to Wednesday. I don't really want to work with it until Wednesday. But you can see it's already starting to not be as tight of a head. That one needs to be harvested. This is the one I harvested from. So, and you can already see it happening. So with broccoli, you get the main stem. You get one big broccoli. Cool. But then it puts off all these side shoots. Can you see that down there? Right down there? That little side shoot? It puts off a ton of side shoots. So you get the main big head, and you get a ton of these side shoots, which I call which are broccoli florets. And they are fantastic. So my broccoli, I'll bring you guys along when I do this. I blanch and I freeze it, and then I can eat it all year. So this year what I'm trying really hard to do, and I'm gonna do it, is typically I have 18 broccoli plants, which I have this year, and I put every single broccoli that comes out into the freezer. I'm not doing that. I'm going to enjoy some fresh broccoli. I realize that I don't need to have 18 broccoli plants worth of broccoli in the freezer. If we need to go without broccoli for a week or two in the year, then we go without broccoli. So the broccoli that I harvested, I'm going to turn into a chicken broccoli ring from Paper Chef. I've been craving one of them. I just cooked a chicken, and I have fresh broccoli, and I have peppers from last year. So I have all the things, I just need to get crescent dough, and I can make almost an entirely homemade chicken broccoli ring, minus the crescents and the chicken, and the egg for the mayo, and the cheese. Okay, some things are homemade, but look what it just bloomed. I'm so excited. We're detouring from the purpose of this video, but how can you not when you see this? Guys, look at this. So I'm backing up because I want to show you. Look at him. You want to smell him? Go smell him. My God, he smells so good. I actually wish you could smell him because he smells so good. I just want to live like right here. I'm just gonna go around with a peony in my nose because it smells so good. My pink one is about done blooming. I showed you a pink one in a previous video, but this is my white one, and it is mag-freaking-nificent. Love it. Okay, Sawyer, we've gotten distracted. Okay, she hasn't gotten distracted, but I have. Oh, it is windy. My goodness. I think I might have jinxed us when I said it's a little close for a windstorm. Guess what? They might be. Okay, so I think this pepper bed is going to be fine. You see I had 3 mason jars that lived out in the garden that needed to go inside for a long time. They look coming in useful. So actually, I could have done that if I didn't have the plastic. I have plenty of mason jars. I could have just put a mason jar over each individual plant. Either way, that might have been easier than unrolling this guy. But hey, it's done. I also have sunflowers out here throughout the whole garden. I planted my sunflower starts yesterday, and I have volunteers. They won't die by any means, but they don't like the cold. So what can happen is just things can get stunted and just not do as well as they should have if it hadn't have gotten that cold. So I'm going to try to sneak and cover the 2 peppers in the flower farm before Sawyer realizes I have left the garden. But look who else I have outside with me, because I am a well-trained pet mom. Hey, Willie. Hi. Hey, Willow. He was just bawling, and so I turned the camera around on him, and he stops. So I've trained my animals that when I'm outside, they are outside. But with Soy, I typically like to just tie her to the front porch or tie her to the back porch, and then she can watch me anywhere I go. Today, she was not feeling that. And who can blame her? I've been gone all day. Who can blame her? Okay, so I'm in the garage quickly looking for something to put over my peppers in the flower farm. Plastic tubs work great. Anything that you have, let's just use these. Anything that you have, well, these will work. I got a pail and a vase. Anything that you have that can just help to try to keep the plant a little bit warmer will be useful. Sawyer has realized that I'm not in there. I've got the look of like, excuse me, what are you doing? Oh, I have 3 in here. Okay, well, we're gonna save. I have 4 in here. Oh, I didn't know I had 4. Okay, let's scrounge. Oh, look at Caitlin. Your messy ways are paying off. It's something. Now, this whole bed here, I lost my dog. I don't know where she is. Oh, there she is. This whole bed here is planted with sunflowers. I'm not covering them. They're going to be fine. Okay, let's bring Sawyer out and then we'll move to the pots up by the house. Okay, over here, right there, I have my two little basils. And so I'm gonna nicely stick them into, in the way. I got plants behind me, I can't move. Okay, well, you can't see that one. We'll show you this one. I'm just gonna stick it nicely into my jar. Now you can't see either of them. I'm surrounded by plants. There you go. So, there's a pretty bird behind you. Sorry, I get distracted by birds. I'm trying to like learn all the different birds. So far I got finch. I'm trying to learn it like a house finch. I'm trying to learn its sound, like its chirp, and a robin. I got a robin chirp down, and then I'm trying to identify birds. So I think I only got the basic birds down. I need to work on it. Sorry, distraction. So that's what I'm gonna do with those basil. Just put some jars over them. This is parsley, cilantro, dill, and oregano. All of that will be fine. But lastly, to wrap everything up, let's go cover our green stalk with our sheet. I, in that white bowl, just fed my garden kitty. And the freaking birds are eating it. That dish gets emptied twice a day. I'm wondering if it's not the garden kitty and if it's birds. And if it's birds, I'm so upset. Because I have a garden kitty that I do like to feed. And I was so excited that it was coming so often and eating so much food. I might just be feeding birds. Okay, that's not perfect. And there's some at the bottom that don't like the cold either, but again, it's not frosting, it's just in the 49. But I think that'll at least help the peppers keep that direct wind chill off of them. So, yay. And then I have a hibiscus and my two Boston ferns on the front porch. They will come in the house and they'll just sit right inside the front door. And I'll try to bribe my cats to not eat them overnight. Sawyer is not a happy camper. Do you want to go inside, Soy? Do you want to go inside? You don't like the wind. Hi, Willie. Willie will stay out with us, but let me show you my newest project. So at an auction about last summer, the end of last summer, I won a metal, I guess it was metal rocking chair. It was a really nice, maybe it was cast iron. I don't know. I won a rocking chair. And maybe it was steel. It was black and maybe it was iron. I won a rocking chair. It was $2. And I thought that'd be perfect for my garden. I just built this beautiful arch trellis. Actually, the trellis is quite wonky, but I have wisteria growing on it, hopefully taking root. And once that wisteria covers it, it's going to be gorgeous. So I digress. I put the rocking chair under there. Looked great. Sat in it all the time. Sat in it before it was winter. And I said I'd like to sit in it a little bit this spring because it gives me a different view of the garden. And then I do have my patio table in the garden, but the chairs are fabric. So if it rains, the chairs are wet, so I can't sit in the chair. So it's like another like seating area. Loved it. Mom already had one of those rocking chairs. And for some reason, as soon as she saw mine, she wanted two. She's like, I want two. I could care less what kind of rocking chair I have in the garden. I just really liked a rocking chair and I liked one where I had it. So we made the deal. I gave her my rocking chair and I think I got the better end of the deal. I got two old metal chairs and a side table, a cute little side table. It's on the back stoop because it is really rusted and really quite, that's getting a lot of work. But I got these and I'm obsessed. So we painted these, Mom and I, probably like 20 years ago, a very long time ago. She picked the colors. I thought the chairs were ugly, first of all. I hated them. And it wasn't until recently that I actually liked the chairs. Isn't that funny? As you get older, you start to like things that like you hate. Like there's like old style lamps that are from like maybe the 30s and 40s. They have like a ball at the bottom and then it comes up a little bit and they have a ball at the top, like a fluted glass round top. I remember my grandparents had them. I thought they were the ugliest things in the world. I now really like them. So the things I thought as a kid were so ugly, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. But I hated these. It's only so recently that I'm like, they're so cool. I think the reason why I think they're so cool is because they don't make these anymore. I'm 100% not someone who's, first of all, on board with modern stuff to begin with. But then the fact that the modern new stuff, it always breaks. It doesn't last. These things are built to last. These things are from like what? The 60s, 70s? And they're, aside from they need painted and they're rusty, I got these and they lived in the woods for a very long time. So they were very dirty. I washed them as best as I could. So this is what we're going to work on this week, I think. Wednesday and Thursday, they're calling for rain. So I want to get not today, but tomorrow, I think. I want to try to organize this a little bit more. We're also getting to the point where I'm going to start working out in my garage and do a lot of my cooking. I love to cook outside during summertime, especially when I have a lot of preservation. I just want to be outside. I don't want to heat up my house. And so I have a big setup that I do out here. Like I have electric eye. I have I think it's like a 3.5, 4 foot long griddle. I have a lot of stuff. And so I'm really excited to get out here and start working out here. So I need to organize all this stuff. As soon as I stop parking the truck in the garage for winter and I start like doing things, the garage just explodes. So I need to work out here, and then my hope is I can bring these guys into the garage tomorrow night, and Wednesday and Thursday when it rains, we can paint them. So what I'm thinking about doing is I went to the store and I got spray paint today. I was going to try to hand paint it, and my dad said I should spray paint it. So I have tape. So I'm going to like tape it off and try to spray paint it without things running. So we'll see how that goes. But like this one that has like more of like a square pattern. I don't know. I don't quite know. I just know the colors I want are red, very 70s, very retro. Red, cream, and orange. Red, cream, and orange. So this is heritage red, shell white, and rustic orange, all satin because I don't want gloss. And so what I'm thinking is this blue part will be the red, the white part will stay the white, and then this square I think will be the orange. So it'll be like orange white, I think orange white, but you might do like orange red. Like these two inner squares I don't know what I'm going to do with yet. Maybe I'll do this one red. I don't know. But I like those colors. I think that'll look so striking. And then this one, because it doesn't have like the 3 colors, I don't quite know what I'm going to do. I think maybe we'll see. We'll do this one first, see what we think of the colors. Maybe I'll do like this one red, and then this part orange, and then the flower part white. Would that look cool, or is that too much? Maybe red, flower orange, and this part white. I don't know. That one I might need to think about some more. But I think this one could still be 3 different colors, but I might need to think about that some more. But I am so excited. And then I have the table. The top will be white, but I don't know what color the legs. Oh, the legs will be the red. Okay, the legs will be the red. So I need to sand these a little bit, just to, I think, give the paint something to stick to, and then I'm gonna start painting these. So I'm excited. So stay tuned for these. I think this is gonna be a really fun project, and I'm really, really excited to see how they turn out. So that is my update. That's all I wanted to bring you guys along for. So if you guys are getting cooler weather, Oh, I need to bring my sweet potatoes in. My sweet potatoes are still out, so I'll grab them and bring them in. But if you guys are getting cooler weather, take some precautions so you don't stunt your plants and we don't mess up our harvest. There has been times where we've had a frost after my fruit trees have bloomed, and I've been out here with blankets covering fruit trees and fruit bushes and the whole 9 yards trying to protect my fruit trees, my fruit crop. So things like this happen. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm so excited to see how these turn out. But I'll see you guys